Assalamu alaikum. Okay. I'd like to welcome you to Mr. Quick's online video lesson.
Okay, well, I don't deal with personal problems. You know, we all got our own problems. But that's going to be a problem for you in here because you need internet. So you got to get busy. Really busy. The newness is wearing out. You know, like you get these sneakers and they cool for a couple of days, and then after a while they start getting marked up and they ain't cool no more. Right, Ahmed? Get up to the desk. Thank you. Take out your notebooks, Ahmed. Please. Thank you. Ahmed, take your notebooks out. Ahmed, do that. Ahmed, do this. Ahmed. Norhan, Ahmed. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Come on. Hurry up. Do this. Do that. Okay. All right. Let's get busy here. Well, we have a selection we need to cover, and we need to cover it today, and that's what we're going to do. Welcome to Mr. Quick's class. Okay. Let's get busy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just want to ask you a question. Where's your notebook? It's not your notebook. Can't be your notebook. 5-subject notebook? 5-subject notebook? Well, that's somebody else's notes in there. Who else notes you got in my notebook? Whose notes is that? Whose notes? No, you need a notebook. See, like Liban, like yours, yes, and even Ahmed, and okay, Muhammad too. Okay, all right. Excuse me, ma'am. Notes. Okay, here we go. Who's the author? I don't know. Huh? That wasn't the selection. You're right. The yellow wallpaper. Sure was. That wasn't it. What was the selection? Dr. Heidegger's experiment. And the author was, wait a minute, let's get down. Who's the author? Wait a minute, hold that. What's the focus? Hold up. All right, I'm gonna make it easy for you, Ahmed. Make it easy for you. Okay, here we go. Right, Charlotte Perkins, right? The author, come on, Charlotte Perkins. Dr. Heidegger's experiment. Well, who's the author then? If it's not Charlotte, it says Charlotte Perkins. Well, who is it? You don't know who the author is. What do you mean it's not this name? Well, whose name is it? Muhammad? Nathaniel Norhan. We're having a little confusion here. Look up here, Norhan. We got one student who says Charlotte Perkins, right? And we got the other student who says Nathaniel Hawthorne. Which one is it?
The other one thinks what?
Who? Huh? I'm asking you who the author is. Dr. Heidegger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Hafsa, can you help us with who the author is? Oh. Well, we got a consensus. Can we get a third Nathaniel Hawthorne? Liban? Okay. Give me some information about the author. So it's not Charlotte Perkins. Okay. Come on for me. Come on. Information about the author. Okay. You don't know. You gotta know what's going on. You're not reading. We don't want to read. Did you read? Okay, give me some information. He was born on the 4th of July. I was born in the USA. Okay. Come on. What else? Ahmed. More information about the author. Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. Background information. Hafsa. I don't know. You tell me. It could be about, I don't know, Muhammad Ali. Foundation of who? Yoga. Youth? The foundation of youth? Talking about like what youth believe in? The fountain of youth. What's that? Fountain or foundation? Fountain. What's that? Okay. The water makes you younger? Makes people younger. That's it? When they drink from it. You agree with that?
They made a trip there.
Who did?
4.
Oh, 4 people went there. Okay. 4 people went there or 5? How many people went there? 5 people went there? 4 people went there. Okay, so 4 people went to the fountain of youth. And what city is the fountain of youth in? Or what country? Russia? Florida. That's not a country. It's a state. America. How are you telling me? I'm asking you. You're supposed to be telling me. So it's in the United States. Okay. Any particular place? Florida. So they all took a trip to Florida. Yes? Yes? Okay, to go to the fountain of youth. Does anyone disagree? Oh, yes. They want to go there. So they didn't go. They didn't go. They went. So why they say they wanted to go? Okay, wait a minute. So at the end of the story, they decided to go there. So where were they during the story? Hafsa. Where were they? If they weren't, he's saying they weren't in Florida. He's saying at the end of the story, they went to Florida. Well, They decided to. They ain't even start going.
They were Dr. Heidegger's place.
Okay. Where is that? It's in Florida?
No.
It's in Russia. Okay. So they weren't in Florida or they were in Florida. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
They were not in Florida.
They were not in Florida. You agree with that, Hafsa?
I don't know where they were.
But you said they were in Florida.
No, I said they wanted the fountain was there.
You said, why are you changing it up? You said they were in Florida.
They went to Florida. They didn't leave Florida.
They went to Florida. But they didn't live in Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
So that means they were in Florida. Right? Did we read the selection?
I read it, but parts of it wasn't so clear.
the parts that you didn't read? It's a joke. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Can we get a consensus that they're not in Florida?
They're not?
I gotta sit down. We need a consensus before we move on. Are they in Florida or are they not in Florida? They're not in Florida. Whew, okay. All right. So we're not in Florida. We don't really know where. Okay. Fountain of Youth. Something else. Background information. Okay, weird experiment. Huh? Experiment. Okay, so we're just Go, move on. Okay, so they're not in Florida. Weird experience. What is the focus? What's the focus, Ahmed? You don't know. Norhan, what is the focus? Come on, forswearing, right? Forswearing. It's like before you swear. I'm asking you. You're supposed to be telling me. I'm just trying to help you out. What's the focus? Forswearing? For people? Foreshadowing. Well, for what? Foreshadowing. Okay, excellent. Foreshadowing. And what is foreshadowing? Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. Foreshadows. Okay, well, what does that mean? Foreshadows.
From the writer uses hints to tell a correlated.
So foreshadowing, not showering, not foreshadows, is the use of hints or clues that point to the events that will occur later in the plot or in the story. Such hints may be events that are similar to the later events, or they may be descriptive words and phrases. Foreshadowing is one of the ways writers create suspense. Suspense. You remember Pit in the Pendulum that we went over last year, right? Pit in the Pendulum. Let me go over that. Pit in the Pendulum. Let me go over Pit in the Pendulum. Over there. Oh, y'all came late. Okay. You don't remember? Okay. Why is it so?
You're too loud.
He had to like breathe. Okay, here we go. The video's not working. I gotta fix the videos. I did have a foreshadowing, didn't I? I don't think I did. Okay, no problem. We just skip that. Okay, foreshadowing. Did we get the definition? Norhan, did you? I didn't see you writing anything. The definition. I didn't see Ahmed. I didn't see.
Can you get it one more time, please?
Oh, you wrote it. Oh, you wrote it. And you wrote it. And you wrote it. And you. Oh, well, it's just you. We're not gonna stop you. How does the focus relate to the selection? And this is the big time. It's the big time. You ready? Did you take notes while you read? When did you take those notes? That's all. Okay. Well, we need to take notes while we read. As we read, we know we're looking for examples of the focus in this selection. Focus, foreshadowing. So you need to pick out, Hafsa, some examples of foreshadowing in this selection. Let's take a look here. Yes, this rose, say it, Dr. Heidegger, was, with a sigh, this same weathered and crumbling flower blossomed 5 and 50 years ago. It was given 50 years ago. It was given me by Sylvia Ward, whose portrait hangs yonder. And I meant to wear it in the bosom at our wedding. 5 and 50 years it has been treasured between the leaves of this old volume. Now, would you deem it, Norhan, would you deem it possible that this rose of half a century could ever bloom again? Okay. Nonsense. Oh, let me change it. Nonsense. Then it says, widow witchery with a feverish toss of her head. You might as well ask whether an old woman wearing glove face could ever bloom again. That was, I mean, you got to imagine that's how she sound. That's got to be how she sound. Okay. See, answered Dr. Heidegger. He uncovered the vase. The vase. What is a vase anyway? It's like a thing that you, huh? Oh, a pot. Flower pot. Yeah. A flower pot. She said they put flowers in. Well, how does it look? How does it look? Oh, it's made of glass. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, and it's not made of glass. Okay. It's made of glass. It doesn't have. It be plastic? No. Well, what?
Clay.
It could be made of clay? But that pottery, ain't it?
No.
Well, what is it?
It's made out of glass.
Huh?
I'm sorry. It's made out of glass.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, you know. Okay, here we go. He uncovered the vase, and threw the faded rose into the water which it contained. At first, it lay lightly on the surface of the fluid, appearing to imbibe none of its moisture. Soon, however, a singular change began to be visible. Yes, the crushed and dried petals stirred and assumed a deepening tinge of crimson, as if the flower were reviving from a death-like slumber. The slender stalk and the twigs of foliage became green, and there was the rose of half a century, looking as fresh as when Sylvia Ward had first given it to her lover. It was scarcely full blown for some of its daily blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm confused. So that's the experiment. Ahmed, that's the experiment to see if the water in the vase can make what? What's going on? Who is Dr. Heidegger anyway? Who's this guy?
He's the guy who was doing this experiment about the fountain.
So what? I mean, about who? What?
Okay, he's doing this experiment.
So he's a
doctor.
He's a doctor. So he's doing like a surgery?
No.
Experiment.
Experimenting on what?
He's testing something. The water.
He's experimenting on the rose. Oh, he's like the people who study plants.
No. He's just a doctor. They don't say what kind of doctor he is.
But he's dealing with plants, so he got to be a what kind of people?
Water.
Oh, he's a water doctor. He studies water? What kind of doctor is this? He's a what? A plant doctor.
No, he's not a plant doctor.
Well, what is he?
He's just a doctor. He's just a doctor.
He's just a doctor. So why is...
He's a man, okay?
Okay.
They did an experiment.
With roses.
No.
About water.
Water?
About water.
The water, the fountain. Fountain is what?
Fountain.
The fountain of youth.
What fountain? The water was in a vase. What are you talking about, fountain? You trying to confuse me? The water is in a vase. It's not in a fountain. Huh? From where? Place. Well, where's that at?
Florida.
Oh, here we go with Florida. I thought we said it wasn't in Florida. Oh, boy. Okay. Help me to understand. You say the water's from Florida. Well, how did it get in the vase? Okay, all right. Okay.
The fountain of youth was supposed to make things younger.
Okay. Okay.
So that rose...
Wait a minute. You're talking about the water that's in the vase. I'm trying to figure out how did the water get in the vase and who this guy is. Yes. Sylvia gave him the water with the vase 50 years ago. Well, the water would have evaporated. What's the... She gave him the water. What?
Give him the rose, not the water.
Well, where did he get the water from?
From the fountain of youth.
In Florida.
Yeah.
So they're in Florida.
No, they're not in Florida. They just got the water.
Well, how did he get the water? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Liban, how did he get the water? A friend gave it to him. The friend lives in Florida? Yes? Okay. Now, why is this water making roses, look like roses again?
Because it makes things younger.
It's magic water.
It's magic water. Hocus pocus. Okay. And this water made the rose look good. Okay, so why is he messing with roses? And why are people watching it?
Yeah, animals.
Why are people going? How are you gonna fit a person in a vase? Come on.
Yeah, just take the water.
Huh?
Take the water from the vase.
He has to drink it. Who has to drink it? Old people drink it. Oh, his 4 friends. Okay, well let's see. All right. Let's not even look at that. Okay, no. Okay. Wait a minute. Where's Miss Ella? Where she went out of town? Y'all know nothing. Where's Miss Aya? She went out of town? Is that it? And Mr. Achman?
He left school.
When? Really?
Yeah.
He didn't even say bye.
Yeah, he was depressed.
Really?
He had no choice.
Huh?
He had no choice. He really wanted to stay because he wanted to stay here last time.
Well, why? What? Okay. I forgot. What you mean? I say it doesn't matter. I said we doing other things right now. Okay, all right. But they were young. Their burning passions proved them so inflamed to madness by the causerie of the girl widow. The girl widow? Oh, wait a minute. Widow, who neither granted nor quite withheld her favors. The 3 rivals begin to interchange threatening glances, still keeping hold of the fair prize. They grappled fiercely at one another's throat. What? What's going on? Wait a minute. Somebody fighting? Somebody fighting? Nobody's fighting?
Yeah, they're fighting over the...
Fighting who? Over what?
3 friends of the 3 men.
Yeah?
Fighting over the widow.
Over the widow?
Yeah, she looks young again.
How she look young again?
She drank the water.
She drank the water.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, let's get... As they struggled to and fro, the table was overturned and the vase dashed into 1,000 fragments. Okay. What?
They fought over the table.
Huh?
And then the vase, they fall.
The precious water of youth flowed in a bright stream across the floor, moistening the wings of a butterfly which grown old and declined. The summer had alighted there. The insect fluttered lightly through the chamber and settled on the snowy head of Dr. Heidegger. Come, gentlemen, come, madam, wintry, exclaimed the doctor. I really must protest against this riot. What's going on? What's going on here? Stuff that they fighting, stuff falling on the floor and exploding, and what's going on with these folks? They went crazy. Why they go crazy? Huh? They aren't. How did they turn young? They drank the water. It was water? You sure it's water? What do you think, LeBan? Was it water? Describe the water to me. Somebody, come on, give me some describe the water to me. Huh? How did it look? Wasn't there a description of the water? No. How did the water look? Are you sure it didn't say anything about the water? I beg to differ. It did say something very important about the water that may affect how you view the events. Oh boy. Let me explain something to you. You can't read a selection, a passage, or whatever. You got to take in everything. It may be some little details that may determine, the answer to questions. Like, describe the water. Come on.
Is there in this passage?
It's in this passage, because you already read the selection. Come on. You remember nothing about how the water looks? Nothing at all. Think. Nothing strange about the water. It was bright. Come on. Huh? Say it. Sparkling. No. Not magic. Think about water that sparkles. What made it sparkle? Think about that. Bubbles. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. What kind of water has bubbles and sparkles? What's so funny? No, it's not funny. What kind of water bubbles and sparkles? But not wine, but carbonated. Yes. Like champagne, stuff like that, right? Yeah. Let's continue to read. Let's continue to read. They stood still and shivered, for it seems as if great time were calling them back from their sunny youth, far down into the chill and darksome bowl of years. They looked at old Dr. Heidegger, who sat in his curved armchair, holding the rolls of a half century, which he had rescued from among the fragments of of the shattered vase. At the motion of his hand, the four riders resumed their seats. The more readily because their violent excursion had reared them youthful through though they were. I got a question. Raise your hand if you think that was really youth water. Okay, all right. No, if you think that was really youth water. You think? Okay. All right, here we go. Moving right along. My poor Sylvias Rose, ejaculated Dr. Heidegger, holding it in the light of the sunset clouds. It appeared to be fading again. And so it was. Even while the party were looking at it, the flower continued to shrivel up till it became as dry and fragile as when the doctor had first thrown it into the vase. He shook it off, a few drops of moisture which clung to its petals. Okay, very interesting. Yeah. Because of course this is not the whole selection. So we have to use what we remember from the selection. And I got a question. What made them fight? The woman made them fight. Yes? Why did they fight with the woman? That's it?
She wanted to dance, and then each one wanted to dance her.
We're not using foreshadowing.
That's what it is.
You sure? You sure? Nothing else. No other information that would, make you, conclude why they were fighting. Nothing else. Liban? They all had relationships with her before. When did you learn about that? At the end of the story? At the beginning. That doesn't mean anything to you? That information was at the beginning of the story, that all three gentlemen had a relationship with the widow. That doesn't mean anything to you? Can we look at the definition that we wrote down? Someone tell me the definition that we wrote down. Yeah, go ahead. Say it loud.
Uses
Stop right there. The author's use of hints and clues that will do what? Come on.
That will occur later in the story.
That will occur later in the story. Anything you want to add about the selection here? Thinking about the definition of foreshadowing? About what we just said? About the selection? Come on. Come on. Anyone? About the fight? About the gentleman? About the widow witchery? Anything you want to kind of like? You got it? No? Yes. Come on, Mom. No? Did the author mention anything at the beginning of the story? Did the author mention anything at the beginning of the story? Did the author mention anything at the beginning of the story that may help us understand the fight? Hafsa?
He said that they should be nice after the
Okay. But did the author mention anything, give us any information at the beginning of the story that will help us understand why they were fighting? No? Yes? They all knew each other somehow. More than just knew each other, I think. Yes? They were couples. But isn't that foreshadowing when you learn at the beginning of the story that all three gentlemen had a relationship with her? Wasn't that setting you up for this fight that they had? Because that's the whole reason the table was hit in the vase, right? Because they were fighting over the woman. Yes? So that's an example of foreshadowing then, right? We don't want to write it down? We don't want to write it down? We don't want to write it down? There is one more example of foreshadowing. One more example of foreshadowing. And it has to deal with the description of the water. Now I need you to figure the rest out. It has to deal with the description of the water that was given before they started the experiment. Okay. And during the experiment. Talk to me. Talk to me. Come on. Let's use them 11th grade brains. Give it up. Give it up. Come on. Hafsa. What's going on? What does it have to do with anything? The description of the water. It looked magical. Did it look anything else? Did it look anything else other than magical? Sparkling. Bubbles. Is the author trying to hint at anything? Describing the water? No? None? Nothing? Think. Description of the water. Sparkling, bubbles. They drink it. They get into a fight. Ding, 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 ding. Maybe it wasn't water after all.
So he was lying?
The author described the bubbling, sparkling water that they just couldn't get enough of, and eventually they drank enough of it and they started seeing things that maybe weren't there.
But right before they drink the water, the rose.
There was another small detail that the author mentioned about the four people in the beginning. Something else they used to like to do. You don't remember? Drink.
Oh, so they could be.
Foreshadowing. That's what foreshadowing is. Oh, come on. You know what? It's not complicated for 11th grade minds. 11th grade minds are supposed to figure that out. Come on. Oh, come on. This is an 11th grade selection. It's 11th grade. You got to push it. Brain power. Yes? 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 Brain power? Okay. Yay. Okay, yay. All right. Yay. Okay. Yay.
Tell you what, the person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
It's the best I ever